In this outing, we visited Jorge and Emma out at Guatavita.
Y es así, ese sol entre los árboles es muy bello. Puede simular ahora la caída del agua. No está muy abundante, pero sí está limpio.
So we had a very nice night, and it was a lovely day. Slept overnight, and then now we're going to go for a little bit of an outing. Where are we going?
We are going to la laguna de Guatavita, la vieja. ¿Sí es?
Porque así son todos los días, ¿no? Pero es que uno todos los días no está para ir a la laguna.
No. Tienen que avisarle a uno dónde bajarse.
So it was a 10 or 20 minute drive over country roads to the old Lake Guatavita. For many centuries, Lake Guatavita, the old one, was a ceremonial lake for the local Indian tribes who were the Whiskas, and they lived in this area. Things have changed over the centuries though. The Spaniards arrived and found gold. As Lake Guatavita was a ceremonial lake, a lot of gold was involved in their spiritual rites, and the Spaniards wanted that. So they began to dig this gully by hand with forced labour to try and drain the lake. We began the climb, which Gloria's ankle could hardly handle, up to where the original shore of the lake used to be. The cacique, or the new chief of the tribe, was elected by being the son of the sister of the current cacique, and when he was 11 years old, had to spend 14 years living in a cave and only coming out at night. His wife, who was chosen for him, only had to spend 7 years in her cave. When the 14 years was up, they had a ceremony on the lake. The original level of the lake was up to the ridge that you can see in the distance there. The whole tribe would come to the edge of the lake and put little trinklets of gold, maybe 3 to 5 pieces per person, on the shore of the lake. And the new cacique would float out on a raft into the middle of the lake, painted in gold, dive into the water, and when he came up, the people would turn around and cheer and shout. When the Spanish arrived, they were happy too, because they found thousands of pieces of gold on the shore and in the shallows of the lake. They began to drain the lake, and after lowering it only a metre or two, they managed to recover something like 15,000 pieces of gold trinkets and ornaments, which they immediately and dutifully stole and took back to Spain. It was a relatively short distance to the car park, and then we caught the bus back down the country roads and out again. And over the hill again to new Lake Guatavita, which is the water supply, or one of the water supplies for Bogota.
And after a little bit of a siesta, we're on our way home. But before we get back to Bogota, we stop on the way for something to eat.
One of the main items of trade by the local Indians was not gold, but was salt. It was more precious than gold at the time. Now this little place here was a small refinery. Salt water was pumped up to here and boiled off into salt cakes.
Por si acaso un billete.
There was a little bit of time to enjoy a little bit of relaxation, and then we went down to the town of Guatavita to catch a bus back to Bogota.
Una polilla verde.